Welcome to Track Talk inside Formula One. I'm Nitin Balaji, and today we're diving into the world of Formula One's most charismatic and daring drivers, Daniel Ricciardo. From his rise through the junior ranks to becoming a Grand Prix winner, known for his fearless overtakes and signature shoey celebrations, Ricciardo's journey is one of resilience, talent, and pure racing passion. We explore the highs and lows of his career, from his stunning victories at Red Bull to his challenges at McLaren and his determined comeback with AlphaTauri. Through it all, Ricciardo has remained a fan favorite, bringing energy and excitement to the sport like no other. So fasten your seatbelts and get ready for the ride through the life and legacy of Daniel Ricciardo. This is Track Talk inside Formula One. Daniel Ricciardo was born on July 1st, 1989 in Perth, Western Australia. He began karting at the age of 9 as a member of the Tiger Kart Club, quickly making a name for himself by competing in numerous karting events. In 2005, Ricciardo entered the Western Australia Formula Ford Championship, driving a 15-year-old Van der Merwe and finishing 8th by the season's end. Later that year, he competed in the National Formula Ford Series at Sandown Raceway in Melbourne with at least 13-year-old Van der Merwe. But the outdated car was uncompetitive, resulting in a 16th, 17th, and 1 retirement over the weekend's 3 races. Despite these struggles, Ricciardo found success in karting, winning the Australian Championship and earning a past 2006 Australian Grand Prix. After finishing 6th into the 2007 Formula Renault 2.0 Italia, he was selected for the Red Bull Junior team. In 2008, Ricciardo made his Formula 3 debut at the Nürburgring with SJ Formula, qualifying 8th and finishing 6th in his first race, though he struggled in the reverse grid race. The following year, he moved to the British Formula 3 Championship with Carline Motorsport, and later raced with the team at the Macau Grand Prix. Ricciardo progressed to the Formula Renault 3.5 series in 2010, signing with Tech 1 Racing. He took pole for both races in the season opener, and he later secured wins at Monte Carlo, Hungaroring, and Hockenheimring. Despite setbacks, including a dramatic barrel crash at Silverstone and braking issues that cost him a victory, Ricciardo remained a title contender. Heading into the final round, he was tied with championship leader Michael Aleshin, but after finishing behind him in the final race, Ricciardo lost the title by just 2 points. In 2011, he continued in Formula Renault 3.5 with ISR Racing, before receiving his call-up to Formula One with HRT. On June 30th, 2011, Daniel Ricciardo was contracted to Hispania Racing by Red Bull Racing, replacing Narain Karthikeyan for the remainder of the season, except for the Indian Grand Prix, where Karthikeyan was given the opportunity to race in front of his home crowd. Ricciardo made his Formula One debut at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. However, just days before the Indian Grand Prix, HRT F1 announced that Vincenzo Luizzi would step aside, allowing both Ricciardo and Karthikeyan to race. This move extended Ricciardo's learning experience, with Red Bull paying the struggling Spanish team for a seat time. In Abu Dhabi, Ricciardo retired due to a mechanical issue after starting 20th on the grid, and in the season finale at the Brazilian Grand Prix, he finished 20th after starting 22nd. On December 14, 2011, it was confirmed that Daniel Ricciardo would race for Scuderia Toro Rosso in the 2012 Formula One season. He scored his first World Championship points at the Australian Grand Prix, overtaking Vergne on the final lap to secure a 9th place. In Malaysia, he gambled on an early switch to slick tires in wet conditions, but finished 12th. While in Bahrain, he qualified an impressive 6th, but slipped back to 15th in the race. His only retirement of the season came in Monaco, after starting 15th. Ricciardo struggled for points mid-season, but broke his drought after the summer break with a 9th place finish at the Belgian Grand Prix. He then enjoyed a run of 3 consecutive points finishes from Singapore to Korea and added one more with a 10th place result in Abu Dhabi. By the end of the season, Ricciardo finished 18th in the championship with 10 points. Toro Rosso retained Daniel Ricciardo for the 2013 season. After early retirements, he bounced back with a 7th place finish in China, his best F1 result at the time. He later secured top 10 finishes in Spain, Britain, Italy, and Brazil, consistently out-qualifying his teammate. His strong performances earned him a promotion to Red Bull Racing for 2014, replacing Mark Webber. Ricciardo finished 13th in the championship with 20 points. Ricciardo replaced Mark Webber at Red Bull Racing for the 2014 season alongside 4-time champion Sebastian Vettel. He started strong, qualifying 2nd in Australia and finishing 2nd before being disqualified for exceeding fuel flow limits. After retiring in Malaysia, he secured his first points with a 4th place finish in Bahrain and took his first podium in Spain. His breakthrough came in Canada, where he claimed his maiden F1 victory, followed by wins in Hungary and Belgium, making him the first Australian to win at Spa since 1960. Ricciardo consistently outperformed Vettel and secured 3rd in the championship with 238 points, 3 wins and 5 additional podiums. He ended the season with the fastest lap in Abu Dhabi and was awarded the Laureus World Sports Award for Breakthrough of the Year. In 2015, Ricciardo faced challenges as Red Bull struggled against Mercedes, Ferrari, and Williams, with Renault's underpowered engine limiting performance. Despite this, he showcased his skill by setting the fastest lap of the Top Gear test track among F1 drivers. He opened the season with a 6th place finish on Australia and secured his first top 5 in Monaco, also setting the fastest lap. Ricciardo ended the season 8th in the championship with 92 points, narrowly trailing new teammate Daniel Ricciardo. In a much more improved Red Bull, Ricciardo started 2016 with consistent performances, finishing 4th in the first 3 races. He secured his first career pole at Monaco, but lost the win due to a botched pit stop, finishing behind Lewis Hamilton. Despite setbacks, he returned to the podium in Hungary and Germany, where he introduced his signature shoey celebration. Strong performances followed, including a 2nd place finish in Singapore and a victory in Malaysia after a battle with new teammate Max Verstappen. Ricciardo ended the season 3rd in the championship with 256 points, 1 win, and 8 podiums, finishing every race. In 2017, Ricciardo had a season of highs and lows. Starting with a frustrating home race that ended in retirement, he secured 5 consecutive podiums, including a dramatic win in Azerbaijan, where he charged from 17th to victory. The season featured strong drives, including a comeback from 19th to 5th in the UK and a podium in Belgium, but also multiple retirements, including 3 in the last 4 races, made him finish 5th in the championship with 1 win and 9 podiums. In 2018, Ricciardo won in China with a masterclass in overtaking and dominated Monaco despite an engine issue that limited him to only 6 gears. However, reliability plagued his season, with 8 retirements, the most of any driver. He secured a stunning pole in Mexico, but suffered yet another mechanical failure while fighting for a podium. Frustrated by Red Bull's reliability, he announced his departure from the team. He finished 6th in the championship with 2 wins and 4 fastest laps, but missed a podium after Monaco. Ricciardo's first season with Renault in 2019 was filled with ups and downs. He struggled with early retirements, including front wing damage in Australia and a power failure in Bahrain. However, he bounced back with a solid 7th place finish in China, marking his first points for Renault. A bizarre incident in Azerbaijan saw him reverse into Daniel Ricciardo, leading to another retirement. He found more consistency mid-season, securing his best qualifying result in 4th at Canada, where he impressively held off Bottas to finish 6th. He achieved his best race result in Italy, finishing 4th after Vettel's spin. However, Renault faced setbacks, including a disqualification in Japan for a illegal driver aid system. Despite strong late-season drives, including 6th-place finishes in the US and Brazil, Ricciardo only finished 9th in the standings with 54 points ahead of his teammate Hülkenberg. Ricciardo's second and final season with Renault in 2020 was a significant improvement over 2019. He had a new teammate with Esteban Ocon and faced an early setback with a retirement in Austria due to overheating. However, he quickly found consistency, finishing the points regularly. His standout performances included a strong 4th place at the British Grand Prix, a fastest lap and a 4th place in Belgium, and a near podium finish at the Tuscan Grand Prix where he briefly ran in 2nd. The highlight of his season came at the Eiffel Grand Prix, where he secured Renault's first podium since 2011, finishing 3rd. He followed this with another podium at Imola, capitalizing on race incidents and strategy errors from rivals. Despite some frustrating races such as spinning in Turkey and a missed podium opportunity in the Sakir due to a slow pit stop, Ricciardo ended the season in 5th place in the championship with 119 points, proving his ability to maximize Renault's potential before moving to McLaren. Ricciardo's first season with McLaren in 2021 was a mix of struggles and triumphs. Despite showing flashes of speed, he often found it difficult to match his teammate Lando Norris in qualifying and race pace. However, he managed to deliver McLaren's biggest moment of the year with his victory at the Italian Grand Prix, marking his first win since 2018 and McLaren's first since 2012. The season started with promise, including solid finishes in Bahrain and Spain. A breakthrough came after the summer break where he strung together strong performances, notably qualifying 4th in Belgium and taking a crucial win in Monza. Despite this, inconsistency plagued the season. He had tough races in Turkey, Qatar, and Mexico, where issues such as poor qualifying, strategy missteps, and contact incidents hampered his results. He ended the season 8th in the standings with 115 points, 1 place and 45 points behind Norris, highlighting a challenging but occasionally brilliant year. Ricciardo's 2022 season with McLaren was marked by struggles and inconsistency. After missing the final pre-season test due to COVID-19, he endured poor qualifying results and a lack of pace in the early races. A 6th place finish at his home race in Australia was a rare highlight, but he faced crashes, team orders, and criticism from his own boss. McLaren and Ricciardo mutually agreed to terminate his contract early, with his exit announced in August. Despite some late season flashes, including a 5th place finish in Singapore and 7th in Mexico, he ended the season 11th in the standings, with 37 points, 85 fewer than his teammate Norris. His struggles contributed to McLaren losing 4th place in the Constructors' Championship to Alpine. After being replaced at McLaren by the rookie Oscar Piastri, Ricciardo rejoined Red Bull as a 3rd driver, handling PR duties, simulator work, and race weekend support. He also tested the RB19 at Silverstone in July. In July 2023, Ricciardo replaced Nick de Vries at AlphaTauri, debuting at the Hungarian Grand Prix. His return saw mixed results, including a strong qualifying in Mexico and a season-best finish of 7th. However, a wrist injury at the Dutch Grand Prix sidelined him for 4 races. He returned in the US but struggled, finishing 7th in the standings with 6 points, all from Mexico. RB, formerly AlphaTauri, retained Ricciardo alongside Yuki Tsunoda for the 2024 season. Early struggles saw him finish outside the points in the first 6 races, with a notable P4 in the Miami Sprint. He scored his first Grand Prix point in Canada and later added finishes in Austria and Belgium. Despite flashes of form, inconsistency, and team struggles persisted, rumors of his departure grew after a frustrating Singapore Grand Prix, where even he admitted it could be his last Grand Prix. Days later, RB replaced him with Liam Lawson from the United States Grand Prix onward. For Ricciardo, this ended the season and made him 7th in the standings with 12 points. Even though Ricciardo struggled in his last years in Formula 1, he is rightly regarded as one of Formula 1's most likable and charismatic figures, known for his friendly and easygoing demeanor. The New York Times even described him in 2016 as having the sunniest disposition among F1 drivers. His popularity surged with the success of Drive to Survive, where he became one of the show's most standout personalities, often dubbed the face of the show. In recognition of his impact, Ricciardo was named a member of the Order of Australia in 2022 for his contributions to motorsport and his role as a community ambassador. He is also known by his nickname the Honey Badger, symbolizing his fearless racing style. The moniker reflects his blend of charm and intensity, where he can be friendly and approachable but fierce on the track when defending his position. That wraps up our deep dive into the remarkable career of Daniel Ricciardo on Track Talk inside Formula 1. From his infectious smile and honey badger persona to his thrilling victories and the challenges he's faced on his journey, Ricciardo's story is one of resilience, passion, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Thanks for joining us as we've explored his unforgettable moments, his enduring popularity, and the highs and lows that defined his F1 career. Stay tuned for more insights and stories from the fast-paced world of Formula 1. Until next time, keep your engines revving, stay safe, and tune in to our next episode.